to OutForTheCountTV, proudly partnered with Fightzone. I'm joined by light heavyweight prospect Mikey Harrison. Mikey, how you doing, mate?
I'm very well, pal. Thank you. How about you?
Yeah, all good, thanks, mate.
Good.
Thank you for giving us your time today.
Of course, anytime.
We'll jump straight into it. You're making your pro debut the 13th of July in Sheffield. Before we get into that, though, I want to talk about your journey to get to this point.
Yeah.
When did you first start boxing, and when did you sort of like realise you're going to take it more serious?
I started boxing. I started boxing properly. I was about 13, maybe 14-year-old when I walked into this gym. And I used to come, before that originally, I used to come with my football team. Just played football, Sunday league, just with lads, like having a laugh. Never any good at it, but just coming here one time with football team as like a bit of a fitness session. Met John for the very first time. And I just ended up coming one day on my own, not with football team, and never looked back really. Just walked in, 13-year-old, and here we are 7-8 years later.
Yeah.
So
and in terms of like amateur experience, how many amateur bouts did you have, and what was what was one of the learning experiences from the amateurs for you?
I had about just over 20 amateur bouts. I think it was like 22 or 23, something like that. And I had a bit of a mixed bag of results. So I had a good strong finish to my amateur career.
Yeah.
I had an average start, won a few, lost a few, won a few, lost a few. But the one thing what I always lacked as I was 14, 15, 16-year-old, I was never really the most confident kid. I'd be getting in there thinking, God, what happens if I lose? What if? And I'd be planting a lot of seeds in my head what were just unnecessary. But like I said, towards the end of my amateur career, I found that little bit of self-confidence and that little bit of belief. And I think it was just part of growing up. Growing into my own style, realising what I've got and not worrying nowhere near as much.
Yeah, mate, yeah.
Like, so I found my feet a little bit towards the end of amateurs. Beat a few good kids towards the end. Picked up a Yorkshire title on the way. So it was a learning thing of more self-confidence and believing in myself a little bit more.
I think that's half the job, isn't it?
100%.
The battle with yourself is harder than the battle with your opponent.
That's right. That's right. It's very, 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 very psychological sport.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, you signed your first pro contract back in March with Dennis Hobson.
Yeah.
How happy are you to be signing with a promoter with the knowledge and experience that Dennis has got?
Do you know what? He's absolutely brilliant. He's been brilliant with me from day one. I've been close with Dennis for a long time now, for a few years. Like, I used to come in gym and I'd sit and I'd talk to him, and then we'd have a chat and we'd have a laugh and a joke and a coffee or tea together, whatever. And then we've always had quite a close relationship, me and Dennis. And he's brilliant to have around. He's positive. He's always got that little bit, like I said, that positivity, what he brings into the gym.
Definitely.
He's been there, he's done it. He's the man. Simply. And I'm very, very happy and excited to be working with Dennis and Fightzone.
Definitely. And obviously the sport it's not lacking in promotional outfits these days. So what was it exactly about Dennis and Fightzone that made you realise this is going to be a great move for your career moving forward?
Well, like I said, I've known Dennis a long time now. Growing up, like, in this gym, I'd always see him coming in, coming out, and then we obviously got closer, like, our relationship. So, and obviously with Fightzone, what he's got now, which is just a massive platform, and it's going to be a massive advantage signing with Dennis, signing with Fightzone and Fight Academy. The advice from a personal point of view, what Dennis is there for me, but also, like, as a business move, he's brilliant. Like I say, he's got Fightzone, brilliant streaming site. Like, that's going to get you. It's going going to reach out to a lot more people, isn't it? So
Definitely. And you've obviously put in a lot of hard work and dedication to get to this point.
yeah.
Talk us through how it feels to be making your debut in front of your own town.
Do you know something? Sometimes, like, you've got to pinch yourself. You've got to pinch yourself because you realise, like, 5 years ago, you are where you wanted to be.
Yeah.
I am now where I wanted to be 5 years ago. Like, I would have never, 5-6 years ago, I'd have probably never dreamed of boxing pro because, like I say, I had a couple of confidence issues, and I was never the best. You know, I mean, I'd never really had any technical. I was never technically gifted. I was never naturally skilled. But after years of hard work and consistency and discipline, I'm very, very excited to be making my professional debut and seeing where we get to on this journey.
Yeah, and obviously having your friends and family is obviously going to be a brilliant feeling.
Yeah.
Was there going to be any nerves, or is it just pure motivation to showcase your skills in front
No,
of
there's obviously there's no point lying. There's obviously going to be some nerves. Like,
Yeah.
no matter who you are, you're always going to get nervous in this game. But a lot of it is going to be excitement, and a lot of them nerves will be used as motivation, like you say. A lot of friends, a lot of family. I've been very, very lucky with the support I've got.
Yeah.
So I'll be doing it for them as much for me.
Yeah, and I've just heard from John that you've sold a fair few tickets. How have you managed to sell that many tickets and keep training?
I've been very, like I say, I've been very, very lucky. I've got the best support off my people.
Yeah.
They're all kind of looking after me, buying a ticket. It's times are hard now, and tickets for any professional show aren't cheap now.
Yeah, exactly.
But the support what I've got and the numbers what people have come out in to support me, all my pals and my family and friends of friends and people in the gym. Like I say, I'm so lucky, and like I said to you 5 minutes ago, sometimes you've got to pinch yourself, and you've got to remember where you come from and just how lucky that you are that all these people are coming out to support me, and I'm living the dream.
Yeah, it's refreshing to hear you say that, Micah. Obviously, you're going in there with John Fewkes in your corner, a man who's been in your career from the get-go.
Yeah.
What's your relationship like with John, and how would you describe him as a coach?
Oh, he's alright, isn't it? No, I'm only joking. Me and John are we're very, very close. Like I said, 7-8 years in this gym now. He's one of the originals, if you like. I weren't quite here when he opened the gym, but within 5 or 6 months of when he opened the gym, I was here. Like me and a few of the lads, like we've all got a very, very close relationship with John.
Yeah.
And like I said, to be one of the originals, if you like, to come through one of the young'uns like I was at one time, to come through and now to be making my professional debut with John in my corner, it's just so special. I couldn't have anybody else doing it for me.
Yeah.
John's looked after me in so many ways throughout the years. He's always been there for me. And like I say, I wouldn't want anybody else. He's a brilliant trainer. I see the work what he puts in, not just with me, but with everybody.
Yeah.
He's quality. He's quality.
And from what I've seen myself, John's got a brilliant relationship with all of his fighters.
Yeah.
How important is it to have a coach that not only can crack the whip and get the best out of you, but to make it enjoyable at the same time?
It's massive, in it. It'll help you go so much further by having that relationship and being able to bounce off each other like me and John do. Like it's quality. Yeah. It's quality. Makes things a lot easier. Yeah. Definitely.
And in terms of the sort of technical side of it, how would you describe the style of boxing that John teaches?
John definitely like gets he finds a style for everybody, kind of thing. He doesn't just teach just one style. There's all different fighters, all different abilities. John's very, very good at his job. He teaches. He's not just a boxing trainer. Like there's too much of that these days. There's too many trainers and not enough teachers. John's definitely he can train you and push you like they all can. But when it comes to teaching, you learn so much off of him. He's very, very experienced himself. He had 60 odd amateur fights, nearly 30 professionals. Like he's so experienced. He lives for the game.
Yeah.
Like he will teach you. He'll teach anybody, and you'll pick things up off of John due to all his experience and how much he loves to be a coach.
Definitely. You know, you can't miss John's enthusiasm for the sport.
No.
As well as yourself, there's Mason Dickinson, Brendan Needham, you know, plenty of talent coming out of the gym. What's it like to have these lads going through, you know, a similar stage in their career as what you're about to go through? What's it like?
Well, like I say, like mine and John's kind of relationship, we were all quite a close circle. We can all bounce off each other, all learn with each other as well, train together. It's always good to have like a pack of us pushing each other, so that always helps with training.
Yeah.
And same again, Brendan and Mason, two top lads. Like they're obviously a little bit more experienced than me, and it's been brilliant to have little chats, like sat down with Mason or with Brendan, and them putting their arm around me a little bit and saying, you know, this is how he should be feeling. This is that. This is having them there is a bit of like a bit of a comfort blanket, just in case there's any worries on me where I need to ask them, should I be feeling like this? Is this really working? Should I be doing this like that?
Yeah.
Having them there who've experienced it and they've done it and they're still doing it, you know, it's quality.
Yeah.
It's quality.
Definitely. Another fighter I know who's going to be supporting you, Red Johnson. I spoke to Red. I think at his last fight, he was talking about sparring he'd had and whatnot, and he was very complimentary about you.
Brilliant.
How does it feel to have, you know, a pro like Red to be you know, mentioning your name and, you know, complimenting you?
He's another one. He's absolutely quality. Good fighter. I did some rounds with him yesterday actually. Yeah, he's a top lad, Red, and like you say, it feels brilliant that such as somebody on his caliber, like I think he's 5-0 now, 5-0, 6-0 pro. Good fighter, singing my praises. Do you know what I mean? It's a massive confidence booster. And obviously, I'll have to thank him at some point for them nice words, won't I? But no, it's brilliant.
Yeah. How valuable is the experience of sparring, you know, someone like Red, and, you know, what can you take away from those sessions?
Well, obviously, like I say, he's had five or six professional fights now. He had a lot of amateurs. Another one, experience.
Yeah.
Experience is the key. And sparring with him and learning little things off of him and little tricks kind of thing, tricks of the trade. It's quality. It's quality. It's all learning. It's all learning. Every day's kind of a school day. It's brilliant to be sparring these more experienced kids, who help you learn ultimately. So it's brilliant.
Brilliant. And, you know, it's been brilliant talking to you, Mikey. But before I let you go, what's the message for the fans come fight night? What can they expect from you?
Firstly, I'd like to thank every single one of them who's come out in numbers to buy a ticket. The support is truly unbelievable. And I suspect there'll be some noise come Saturday, 13th of July.
I can imagine, mate. Well, listen, thank you for your time, Mike. And
You're very welcome,
we'll
pal.
catch you
Thank
before.
you.
All right, mate.